Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being today with us. It's a pity that we cannot be there with you in Japan, so let's hope that in 2023 we can have an in-person meeting where we can share more than just a presentation. So together with Sofia today, we will be telling you a bit about what we've been working on in this 2022. And I'm going to tell you a bit about some specific cases of how some customers chose to use the evolution of our products in this year and used it in their projects. So let me tell you a bit about WorkWithPlus. WorkWithPlus is a Uruguayan company just like Genexus, where every day we work trying to see how we can boost the experience of working with Genexus. We are convinced that the future of application development is low code and that Genexus is the best platform to face these needs and to help us to overcome the different technological waves that will come in the future. We also believe that we can boost Genexus even more, and that is why we work every day on trying to really boost productivity with Genexus, also automating and boosting everything that we can, and even improving the experience of developing with Genexus. So in this sense, we created a family of products on which we've been working for more than 15 years. So let me tell you a bit about these products. First of all, we have WorkWithPlus for Web, which simplifies the development of web applications. Analogous, we have to that WorkWithPlus for Native Mobile, which is to simplify native mobile application development. We also have WorkWithPlus for BI that allows the clients to very simply add a conversational analytics module in their applications. We also have WorkWithPlus for Audit to add auditing capabilities to the applications databases that you're creating with Genexus. And finally, we have WorkWithPlus for Video Call to add, very simply, video conferencing, which is multi-channel for your applications. Last year, we were telling you a bit about how the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, accelerated a number of processes in different organizations. So to face these changes, it is necessary to be agile in terms of the development processes within different organizations. For this, we have maintained the philosophy of releasing upgrades every 3 months on a regular basis. This allows our customers to be able to quickly see the evolution that we make in our products and resources, and they can use that on their development. And to achieve this agility, I would like to tell you a bit about how we evolved. We did so in 3 ways. First and foremost, with the suggestions and improvements proposed by our community. For us, what our customers have to say and what our Japanese friends have to say through the group of Genexus users in Japan, that is key for us. And these are the people that on a daily basis have to face real life issues of the Japanese reality. Sometimes they are the ones that they first spot opportunities for automation or to boost even more the user experience level of our application. So for us, having that kind of feedback so that we can incorporate it into our products is fundamental. Secondly, we evolved together with Genexus's evolution. We know that Genexus is constantly releasing new features that increase productivity and that improve the experience of the applications that we create. And in this sense, we are always paying attention to take the best of them, to put that into our product, and trying to boost those features even more so that you can use that in your development. Thirdly, we are evolving because we have an innovation and development team that is always evolving. Our team is constantly monitoring the latest trends in the market so that they can take these trends to your product so that you can quickly apply that to your projects and developments. Now, Sofia is going to briefly tell you about the features that we've been working on in this last year. And then I will be telling you some more about how some customers took this evolution of our products and used that in their projects.
Thank you, Joaquín. I will start by telling you some news about things that we have done in terms of user experience. You know that WorkWithPlus is always working on facilitating the creation of apps with excellent user experience so that you can create projects with all the usability guidelines and the experience requirements that are nowadays essential for any development. So when we work with WorkWithPlus, we work by using multiple design systems that we make available so that you can quickly incorporate them into your projects. These designs, both for web and mobile, allow for you to have a multiplicity of configurations adapted to the needs of the project that you are creating. Along those lines, the Design System Wizard is the key tool that you will have to use to customize our designs and adapt them to the needs of each application. Through 2022, we work to continue fostering the Design System Wizard by including new configurations and options and designs. But undoubtedly, the biggest news that we have in terms of user experience for 2022 is that we have started using the Design System object by GXDay. This object in particular allows us to very easily customize our designs, upgrade them, and because WorkWithPlus will generate 2 design system objects when you import our designs, one with all the configurations of WorkWithPlus and the other that will be the responsibility of the development teams, you will be able to fully separate the changes made by the development team, and it will make it easier for you to update new versions. Additionally, we look at some of the features of this object, such as the possibility of creating tokens so that we can have customizations during execution times. So in the Design System Wizard, you can choose whether you want to have these kinds of configurations during execution time so that users can make changes to colors, to styles such as light and dark. They can change the sizes of fonts, and they can make other configurations in a very dynamic manner during execution time. Along those lines, we have over 200 templates to facilitate the creation of all the screens. Regardless of the kind of screen that you want to create, surely we will have a template that will facilitate the creation of this screen, and obviously it will allow you to create your own templates as well. The idea is that during the creation of the layouts, you can do this as quickly and as easily as possible. Also, for WorkWithPlus, the main premise has always been to have 100% flexibility for the development of any kind of design. As a matter of fact, in a couple of minutes, Joaquín will be telling you and showing you of some very specific particular designs that were created using WorkWithPlus. We also know that many companies have design teams that create and generate their designs using Sketch and Figma. GXDay has also recently launched the possibility of importing designs using these tools so that we might automatically generate all the objects of the KB necessary to have an impact on designs so that we can generate our apps based on them. And we understood that we can give added value in that sense, and that is why using this feature we have integrated so that we can automatically create WorkWithPlus instances for the panels generated through the GXDay import. In that sense, a company can create its designs in Sketch and Figma. It can import them using them. The import option by GXDay and WorkWithPlus can automatically generate the instances based on those objects so that we can work with our real-time preview and our hierarchical declaration and with all the other features in the same way that they would if we were working with a design directly imported from the Design System Wizard. We have also been working, as we always have, in the developer experience because developers work every single day using GXDay to create their apps, and we want to help them. In that sense, the real-time preview and the hierarchical declaration, I believe, are the clearest example of how we can gain productivity and work much more quickly in the creation of our screens. That is so much so that we have decided to extend this development experience for the development of native apps. As of 2022, you can now work in the creation of Android and iOS apps using the same real-time preview, the same hierarchical declaration, and the same work philosophy that we had for the web world for native mobile apps. We know that in Japan, the development of native apps is booming in the past few years, and that is why we believe it is very important for you to be able to make the most out of this new feature. Also, if you are used to using WorkWithPlus for web, the move to WorkWithPlus for native mobile is very simple. The learning curve is really, really narrow because the development experience is fully analog. Additionally, in order to simplify development, we have decided to create a new template selector that allows us to more simply navigate through the existing templates, and it also allows us to customize the multiple screens that we are creating based on those templates by choosing, for example, whether or not certain actions and buttons are going to be visible. We can change attributes, we can change colors, always with the objective of having a much more quick screen creation. And also, following the same lines and philosophy, we have included a new icon selector so that the inclusion of these kinds of elements is much more quick as well. At the end of the day, what we are trying to do is for all of the screens in your app to be built using WorkWithPlus, regardless of the complexity of the screen, regardless of whether it's web or native mobile. What we want is for 100% of the layout and the screens to be built using WorkWithPlus. And of course, if we're talking about GXDay and we're talking about WorkWithPlus, productivity is essential. And in order for us to truly increase productivity, we need to fully automate all tasks. So now I want to tell you a bit about some points that we worked on along those lines. First of all, we created a new components mechanism that allows us to reutilize design elements. If, for example, we need to add an indicator, a simple card, a graph, we can do so over here in a very easy way. You can additionally create your own components that will be added up to the over 60 components, both web and native, that we have included and are available for you. We also know that our users community uses GXDay and WorkWithPlus to generate corporate apps, critical mission apps that should be deployed in environments with requirements that are sometimes very specific at the level of the architecture and safety. Many of these requirements call for the creation of apps in 3-layer architectures where data is located in one server and we access them through a service layer. So in WorkWithPlus, we have been working on facilitating the creation of these kinds of architectures. We are automatically creating all these screens that we typically create using WorkWithPlus, such as lists, addition and insertion, forms for data, and details. We create all of those screens by consuming a services layer that we also automatically generate. That means that we are creating the entire layer of services in the screen so that when we consume those services, all features are implemented. And we do that by using the API object by GXDay that allows us to encapsulate all services, manage errors, etc., etc. And we also integrate using GAM to guarantee due safety and access to all screen and data. By doing so, we are giving the users community of WorkWithPlus a great potential to create these kinds of apps using this particular architecture. And if we're talking about corporate apps, we most definitely need to talk about the multi-tenant applications. In WorkWithPlus, we have been working for many years. In these kinds of apps, we have been trying to simplify our work with that kind of apps, and this has been a line of work that our community has adopted, and it has incentivized us to continue developing this. And that is why throughout 2022 we have been working on this aspect, and we incorporated, for example, the possibility of having some screens so that an admin user may manage all information from all companies. All of the features that I have shown you and many others are being used by our entire community of users across the world to generate very challenging projects. And now Joaquín will tell you more about that.
The first case that I want to tell you about is Zeta Software. This is a Uruguayan company that provides solutions for different segments of the market in terms of the administrative accounting and commercial activities of companies. They have a SaaS platform, 100% cloud-based, that has been up and running for almost 20 years. These are some numbers. They've been using WorkWithPlus for 11 years, and I would like to highlight that they have more than 30,000 users that on a daily basis use their platform. This means that for them, having a really good user experience is paramount, so that these 30,000 people that use it can use this application very intuitively, so that that burden doesn't fall on the help desk at Zeta Software. So they decided to build a completely new design system that adjusts to the guidelines of their corporate identity, but they wanted to allow users to customize it to some extent so that they can choose the way in which their application looks. This is why they support it themselves on one of the features that Sofia told you about, where they allow users in runtime to decide whether the style of their application is going to be in dark or light mode. I think that this is a clear example of the flexibility that you get with WorkWithPlus in those cases where a customer wants to create a whole new design system and not use one of the base design systems that comes by default with WorkWithPlus, and they may do so adjusting to their business requirements. The second example that we have is MTI. This is a public Brazilian company that aims at providing technological and IT solutions to support digital transformation of the public administration of the state of Mato Grosso in Brazil. They have 5 developers that are in charge of the development of different projects to give support to different areas as part of this digital transformation process. So these are some of their insights. They've been using WorkWithPlus for 4 years, and for them it is very relevant to create applications that are multi-channel with a great user experience. And for this, they have used WorkWithPlus for web, for native mobile, and also because they are a public company, they have some very specific security elements that they have been able to overcome using WorkWithPlus for audit. In particular, for this team, the time to market is a key aspect. So they get requirements and they have to create projects in record time. So unlike Zeta Software, they usually decide to use the design system wizard. So they use some of the by default designs that comes with WorkWithPlus. And from day one, they focus on their business requirements so that they can quickly and easily deploy their projects. The third case is TV Azteca. This is a private Mexican company. It is one of the biggest audiovisual producer companies in the world for Spanish-speaking countries. In 2021, their 4 channels in Mexico were seen by more than 100 million people. So about 85% of the population in Mexico was consuming at some point their products. And in many of these cases, they did so for almost 2 hours on a daily basis. So they've been using WorkWithPlus for 10 years. They use practically all of our products. They use WorkWithPlus for web, for native mobile, audit, and BI. And they have some regulation issues that they have to face, which they do so very simply and automatically by using WorkWithPlus for audit. So for them, it is really important for their applications to have a great user experience and be multi-channel. TV Azteca in particular highlights the automation that they got by using WorkWithPlus on GeneXus. They particularly appreciate that some features can be added with just the click of a button. So for instance, you can incorporate a global search in the application, or you can include a notifications module, and that this is something that is absolutely standard throughout their project. So TV Azteca really believes that WorkWithPlus results in a great boost in productivity by automating repetitive tasks that is very time-saving on a daily basis, and also the power of the user experience that they get with the applications that they build.
I think that if we can take something out of these very interesting cases mentioned by Joaquín, is that agility has become paramount. We need to very quickly be able to launch apps that satisfy the requirements of businesses that are more and more dynamic and ever-changing. We need to evolve and change them quite quickly, and we need to do that in a multi-platform, multi-experience environment, attaining the best user experience as possible. Of course, this is a great challenge for all of us within the industry, but the good news is that using WorkWithPlus and GeneXus, we are very well positioned to face all those challenges. So thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Thank you very much.